I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl. I never meant to bring you to my world. And now you're sitting in the corner crying. And now it's my fault, my fault. Alright, man. So here I am, man, with y'all on a topic that I just got to touch on. I got to touch on it because I feel like, first of all, I would like to say everybody's entitled to their own opinion, right? In your opinion, if you feel he's the GOAT, then he's the GOAT, I guess. I mean, what can I say about your opinion, right? That's your opinion, right? You know what I mean? Everybody entitled to their own opinion. I get it. My thing is this. When you say, I wonder what happened. That's weird. Oh, well, I'll check it out in a minute. When you say somebody is the best ever or the GOAT or whatever, to me, number one, you have to have a rich history of knowing who all the great rappers are. When I say all the great rappers, I'm not talking about like okay rappers. No, you got to have the history, knowledge of who the great rappers are to even compare Eminem to being the greatest. That's just facts. Again, your opinion, you can say he's the greatest ever, but we going with facts today. We're not going with opinions today. Number one, you cannot say somebody is the greatest ever unless you have studied hip-hop and have an understanding of who you are putting this person up against. Until that, I don't see how you could say that. See, what's going on is you got a lot of, especially on the female side, you got a lot of women who find Eminem to be a Chad, so therefore he's the greatest ever. You know what I mean? Just like you'll see women who like NBA Youngboy or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily their music that they like. It's the guy that they like. You know what I'm saying? So they crown him the best ever, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying. Number one, you got to actually know who was all the greats to even say who's the greatest ever. That's number one. That is not a debate. You could say that that's not the case, but that's not a debate. Right? Number two, they say that he is the best ever because he sold the most records, right? Okay. He sold the most records, so that makes him the greatest ever. Okay. All right. You might have a point there, but at the same time, do you know how many great rappers are in the world right now that hasn't sold one unit professionally? That will never make it because maybe they won't sell out, maybe they won't do sexual rituals or sacrifices or whatever the case may be. See, this is deeper than just rapping. Let's get we going. I don't know where I'm going with this video, but we're gonna go somewhere with this motherfucker tonight. All right. Just like there's talented basketball players that'll never make it, right? So, okay, you say record sales or whoever, that's their main argument, record sales, right? So, in other words, they're saying if you are a rapper out there that has never sold a unit in your life and probably never will because you don't know the right people and all this bullshit, then your talent X's you off of being even mentioned as a good rapper at all because you didn't sell a unit, right? To them, selling music defines who's the greatest ever. I don't see how that's possible because there's plenty of great rappers that will never sell a unit. There's rappers that sell more units than other rappers, like Nelly. Nelly, to me, is not considered a great rapper, but he sold a bunch of units at one time. The Game, the same thing. Snoop Dogg, the same thing. I even had somebody arguing with me today, not arguing, but saying that Snoop Dogg is a better rapper than Jay-Z. Like, I don't even need to argue no more at this point. Like, come on, man. Really? You really believe that? But there's rappers that are way better than Snoop that Snoop still has sold more records than. So if his record sells, then I guess, but we all know that's some bullshit. That's like saying Barry Sanders isn't as good as Emmitt Smith because of rings. We know that's some bullshit, man. Y'all love to pull that rings record sell bullshit out the closet, but we not. Even Eminem himself said, let's do the math, because we going to do some math in this video. Let's do the math. If I was black, I wouldn't have sold half. He said it out of his own mouth. Eminem knows the music industry better than y'all do. Y'all so-called fans. He knows the industry better than y'all. So obviously he knows deep down in his heart he would not have sold half. He even said half. He didn't say some, or I wouldn't have sold a couple, I would have sold a little bit more. No, he said half. And he's right. And it's not because, see, this is another thing they try to pull out. He's not selling records because of his race. And I'll give you that to a certain extent. Because he could be his race and be trash. And he probably wouldn't sell, he definitely not selling as many records as he did, right? But at the same time, how many of y'all out here agree that Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Tupac is at least close to the level of Eminem? If you think Eminem is better than them, that's fine. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you if that's what you think. But you can admit that Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, and Tupac are at least close to the same as Eminem if you are somebody who thinks Eminem's better than him, right? Right? So, how is it Lil Wayne starts rap at 14 years old and his record sales aren't as close as Eminem's? But I thought it was about talent. We can all agree that Eminem, even if he, let's hypothetically say he's better than Lil Wayne or Jay-Z or Tupac. He's not that much better. Now, if you say that, you are smoking and you are fucking biased and you're a liar. Ain't no way that he's way better than them. Get the fuck out of here, man. It's not true. So therefore, how can you say, why ain't their record sales close to his? If talent is the reason why people sell records, then shouldn't Lil Wayne shit be up there with Eminem? It should be a lot closer, right? Because Lil Wayne been rapping since he was 14 years old, and he been fired the whole time, for real. I might not like a lot of his younger shit, but a lot of people did, and he still was fired, right? So explain to me, why is there such a big-ass gap? What if Lil Wayne was white and Eminem was black? Do you really believe in your heart of hearts that the record sales wouldn't have flipped? You got people who have the most money supporting a rapper who looks like them. That's just what it is. Let's call it what it is. They got way more money. So their kids, I don't know who this guy is, but I'm going to buy his shit for my kids so he shut the fuck up, basically. Hold on. Shit, Dr. Dre should have sold as much records as Eminem. For real? Right? If it's about talent. Anyways, back to what I was saying. In order to be the best ever, every last one of your albums have to hit. You cannot have 2 albums that are garbage and you're the best ever. It's not going to happen because you are the best ever. Does Michael Jackson have a garbage album? I can't hear. Who, what? Does Michael Jackson have a garbage album? Just wonder, because it's pretty much said that he's the GOAT, right? I don't know much about Prince's album, or I would say him. He probably don't have no garbage album either. When you the best ever, you don't put out no garbage album, dog. How? You the best ever. Every time you hit. Every time. See, even when M put out garbage albums, like I would say at least 2. I think the rest are cool. But I'd say he had at least 2 basically bullshit albums. They still sold. There goes, that kills that argument about record sales making you the best. He still sold. It didn't matter. It's not going to matter. Now, don't get it twisted. Again, just him being his race alone is not enough for him to sell all the records he sold or whatever, or all the records that the so-called industry pushed out for him to sell, because that's what it really boils down to, too. You know what I'm saying? It just does, right? He deserves some credit, right? Can't take all the credit away. But at the same time, you are a fool, or you're a bigger fool than a white-mouthed mule, like my stepdad used to say. No, rest in peace to him. You're a bigger fool than a white-mouthed mule if you think Eminem would have sold the same amount if he was me. Nah, because part of the reason why he caught so much fire is because of who he was, what he looked like. Everybody like, hold on, man. There's never been a great white rapper. This motherfucker's good. Let me check this motherfucker out. And that's what it boiled down to, more than his talent. Of course he couldn't be garbage. Hell nah. He couldn't have been garbage and sell all that. No, I'm not saying that. But at the same time, he could not be Lil Wayne and sell all that. That's all I'm saying. And if anybody say Lil Wayne is not as talented as Eminem, you are a liar. If you say Jay-Z isn't as talented as Eminem, you are a liar. If you say Tupac is not talented as Eminem, you are definitely a liar. There's a difference between being a rapper and an artist. All those guys I named are both, right? Not saying they can't be, or they can do both ways. They're versatile. I get it, right? But one of the main reasons why M is known to be the GOAT is because of the rap side. Not his content. Because when it comes to content, he can say anything he wants. Tupac can't say anything he wants. Jay-Z can't say anything he wants. Lil Wayne, maybe. Because he got that skateboard looking image and all that bullshit, right? He might be able to say some bullshit like 2 trailer park girls go around the outside. He might be able to get away with some of that shit the Eminem be getting away with. Y'all that know some of that shit be kind of corny, man. For real. But I still fuck with him. I'm not saying I don't, but come on, man. Tupac couldn't do that shit. He couldn't say some of that shit Eminem saying. Just rap about anything I want to rap about, and it's took it with open arms because he came in the gate that way. You know what I mean? That's who he was. That's who he's accepted as. So it's okay. It's not looked up down on. Let Tupac say 2 trailer park girls go around the outside, or all these other fill-in bars that Eminem just said some foolishness. You know, some shit that he didn't even have to reach too hard to think of. Tupac and them, they limited to what they could talk about. They can't talk about anything. M can talk about anything. Anything. Some people say, well, he doesn't talk about women, and he doesn't talk about money, and he doesn't talk about drugs. Stop. You sure about that? See, this is what I mean when people don't know what the fuck they listen to, they don't know hip-hop. All right? He don't talk about drugs. I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl. I never meant to bring you to my world. Now you're sitting in the corner crying, and it's my fault, my fault. That's drugs. That's talking about drugs. Bitch, I'll kill you. You don't want to fuck with me. That's talking about women. But I thought he didn't talk about women or drugs. Wait a minute. And as far as money, I'll give you a little bit. He don't talk like he's rich when it comes to money, but he took the other way around. He made himself, he targeted money in a broke way. Like I'm the broke rapper. I drugged up with a broken back. Thank God I was smoking crack. Doped up off a coke and snack. Whatever he said, man. He's still talking about the same shit. He's just doing it in a different way. Period. So don't give me that bullshit either. I have to break this down to people, man. It ain't going to change their opinion more than likely, and I don't give a fuck. But the truth is the truth, and the truth needs to be put out in the atmosphere, period. So yes, he does talk about money. He just labels himself the broke guy, the struggling guy. Yes, he does talk about women constantly. That's a no-brainer. Yes, he does talk about drugs. He might not talk about selling the drugs, but he's talking about taking the drugs. Same thing. Might be even worse. Because if your kid look up to Eminem, he's cool. Oh, I want to do some of that shit Eminem was talking about. It might even be worse, to be honest. Right? What more is there to say, man? At the end of the day, it's all about who makes the best music, not who can rhyme the words the best. Why? Because rhyming words is only a fraction of what making a song is, making music is. It's only a fraction of that. So y'all are saying I could just get on a song and just rap a bunch of words and syllables and shit, and that's a hit record. The Pac told you he's not the best rapper. He says he's the realest rapper. Why? Because he doesn't care. He doesn't really attack. His main focus is not, oh, let me put the bars together perfectly. Nah, he hit on all cylinders. When he made music, it hit on all cylinders. The wordplay was there. The content was there. Everything was there. The chorus, the everything. The soul, the everything. Everything was there. When he made songs, everything was there. It wasn't just about, I'm going to say a bunch of clever bars and that's it. And that doesn't mean that M don't have songs where everything is there. But again, if you are the GOAT, you do not make bad albums. Name a bad album Tupac made. Name a bad album Jay-Z made. Name a bad album Lil Wayne made. I'm still waiting on that one. Since you know, record sales determine if you're the GOAT or not. Well, if you're the GOAT, you don't make bad albums. How? You're the best ever. And you got the ability to rhyme about anything or make music about anything. Lil Wayne and Jay-Z and Tupac can't do that. They can't make a song about two trailer girls going around the outside. They can't do that. They can't say, I popped a bike it in and I'm going to kill my wife. They can't make music like that. M can make music about anything he wants. Because he's already portrayed himself as that type of, I don't want to say image, but his music-wise. His music-wise is open to any and everything. Any and everything. Buy you a bag of Fritos, bitch, I wouldn't let you eat the chip off my shoulder. Once again, talking about women. But I thought he didn't talk about women, right? He can say anything. I'm being honest with y'all, man. He could talk about somebody farting or some shit. Can Tupac and them do that? Just wonder. I don't hear y'all. Talk. Thought so. Does Michael Jackson, the so-called GOAT of all time in his profession, does he make a bad album? At all. Does he make a bad album? Can you name one bad album Michael Jackson made? Just wondering. I don't think you can name one. Can you name a bad album Tupac made? I'm still waiting on that one. Still waiting. Or Jay-Z. Or Lil Wayne. Is Eminem one of the greatest ever? Absolutely. I'm not even going to tell you he's not. He's one of my favorites. But y'all saying he's the greatest ever, and y'all not even looking at, you don't even know the history of all hip hop in general. It could be Sarah Rakim's the GOAT at the best, the GOAT. Because he originated a lot of the wordplay you see from Eminem and all that. All that shit was already established. He had to start from the original. content, man. Music, songs. It's everything there. The wordplay, the everything that goes into music. Is it there? Or am I just making bars talking about whatever the fuck I want? Just wondering. I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all say record sales is what determines it? Okay. If that's the case, then please explain to me. Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, and Tupac, if you say Eminem's better than them three, fine, all right? You can say that, right? That's what you say, right? But you cannot say that they are not closely talented to him, right? So if they are, shouldn't their record sales be up there with his? Talent sells the records, right? According to y'all, talent sells these records. So why the fuck Lil Wayne at 14 till now is not even close to that? Explain. What if Lil Wayne was white, though? You think Eminem sales is a lot. What if Lil Wayne started, Lil Wayne was same Lil Wayne, but he was white and started at 14? Oh my God, it wouldn't even be close. Not to mention Tupac, what if he never died, he was white? But what if Eminem was black, though? See, them record sales ain't going to be the same. That doesn't mean he's not talented. Of course, you got to be talented to sell that many records. But it played a big part because he was the first actually good white rapper that was better than damn near almost all the other ones. That's what really did it, man. If you say that it's not it, you're delusional. You're not being honest. Because you could take everything Eminem has done, his whole music catalog, and made him black. He might not even made it. It could have been a dud for Dr. Dre. But the fact of the matter is that he was a white dude and he was talented as fuck. That's what said, oh my God, who is this guy? And everybody catapulted to her. If I was a white dude, I'd be like, hey, I ain't even white and I was on it. Like, shit, this white dude, man, I ain't never heard of him. This is new. I got to see this shit. So you know they was on it. If I was on it and many other black men was on it, you know they was on it. But y'all not keeping it real, and it's fine, man. You're entitled to your own opinion. But keep it real, man. That's all I'm saying. If you feel he's the GOAT, then he's the GOAT, because that's how you feel. But let's stick with facts, though. Where's your facts? Where's your receipts that prove that he's the GOAT? Number one on the list, GOATs don't make bad albums. I could drop it right there. I could end it right there. How does a GOAT make a bad album? I'm just wondering. If you're the GOAT, everything you touch should be platinum. You the GOAT. And you can rhyme about anything, unlike most other rappers. Nipsey can't get on the fucking make a song about killing a girl or drugs or two trailer park girls go around the outside. He can't do that. I'm just sorry. But M could do what Nipsey do. He could rhyme about cars. He could rhyme about anything. He could rhyme about somebody farting or some shit. He can. Let's be honest. He can rhyme about anything. That makes it easier because you're not limited to what you could talk about. You really don't have to dig deep into the barrels of, damn, I really got to think of something, a good song to make. You don't got to do that because you can rhyme about Britney Spears because you're Eminem, right? And you're good at making music and you're good at wordplay. So it don't matter. Right or wrong? Right or wrong, y'all? Just wondering. And we already know when it comes to women a lot of times why they saying he's the GOAT, because he's a Chad to y'all. You don't know nothing about no other artist in hip hop history that could be considered a GOAT besides maybe Tupac, Wayne, and Jay-Z. You don't know the other ones that could be considered a GOAT. You just said M is the best because he's a Chad to you. Let's be honest. Just like the women these days saying NBA Youngboy and all these other motherfuckers is good, and they really ain't. Half of them garbage as fuck, man. Trash. Music trash, man. But they still selling, ain't they? Funny how all the real rappers are vanished. They gone, but now we stuck with men in dresses and shit. But y'all want to convince me the record sales that they have more than the Bootsy and all these other talented people, T.I. and them. You want to convince me they better because they got more record sales? Makes no sense. It's not true. Record sales don't define whether you the best ever or not. Your music does. And if your music does, I should not be able to look at your album catalog and find a bad. I shouldn't be able to find a dud. Not one. I don't find a dud in Jay-Z shit. Where? He might have a bullshit ass song, but the album, where is a dud in Jay-Z's album? Where's a dud in Lil Wayne's albums? Where's a dud in Tupac's albums? Not one. Not one. But guess what? That dud, them two duds that Eminem dropped, he still sold records. He still sold out. So again, does record sales really define how good you are? Even though he is good. Don't get me twisted. Nobody's saying he's not good. And don't get it twisted. Nobody's saying his race is why he is where he's at. In a sense of he could just be a white dude and just rap and be garbage and he would have sold that many records. That's bullshit. That's cap. I'm not saying that. But let's be real. By him being great and the race he is, that catapulted his shit, man. It's fucking facts, dog. Even him himself will say it. And I'm going to leave this alone and I'm gone. As far as y'all people say, you're just mad because, or they're just mad because the white guy, why are you even talking about race in the first place? That's one, right? If you go and say, well, you're just mad because M is the best ever because of his race. Now tell me why he's better. Don't say his race. I want to hear why he's better. Content, something, say something. But not only that, this is where I laugh at people like this. Go to Africa, right? Remember this, and I'm getting the fuck off this video. Go to Africa. Now, before you go to Africa, look at every race in the world. I want you to look at them all, their features and everything, right? Now go to Africa and tell me if you see those same people that look brown like me or darker than me. European features, all features. So there's really no such thing as no fucking white and all this black and all this bullshit. Everybody's the same race. So I laugh at people when they say that. I know the truth. You don't. That's the problem. I might look at a dude like, yeah, that's a white dude, but I know where everybody came from. You came from one race. So therefore, everybody's one race. Miss me with the bullshit. Go learn something. They fooled us, man. They lied to us, making us think we different race. No, we not. We all the same fucking race. You don't believe me? The evidence is right there in Africa. You will see a European-looking dude darker than me with blue eyes and blonde hair. I promise you. Stop it, man. Everybody's one race, but you don't know that. So don't ever come at me with you just mad because of this or that. Tyson Fury, basically black. Everybody. We all the same. We all the same, bro. I know that. Most people don't, and that's why you're bound up in chains, because you don't know the truth. The truth will always set us free, man. Remember that. Once you know the truth, you don't allow the elite in their so-called racism to define you and argue with each other, because you understand that we all one. I'm out of here, man. I'm still waiting, though. You know what I'm saying? For an explanation of why he's the greatest ever, other than because he's a Chad to y'all women, and other than because he sold record sales if you a male. I need you males to tell me history about all the other people that you say he's greater than. If you say somebody's the best ever, then that means you have to know a lot of info on the people that you're saying he's better than. If you don't, you just saying it because you're a casual fan. Half of y'all don't even know who Rakim or any of these other hip-hop stars are. Greats are. But he's the best ever, and you don't even know who the fuck he's the best ever against. Fuck out of here with that, man. He's not the best ever, man. Can't be. If he was, he would have never dropped a dud at all. All his albums would have been not record sales, because he dropped 2 duds and still sold. But all his records would have been no dud. I can't look at Michael Jackson's shit and say, you know what, that was a dud, man. That shit was bullshit. Nope, don't happen. Why? Because Michael Jackson is the GOAT, right? Or he's one of the GOATs. You can argue Prince is. I don't got time for that. But one thing about them is this. They don't drop duds when they drop their albums, do they? No GOAT does. So to be considered a GOAT, that's off top. You cannot drop no bullshit ass album. Not one. You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. I'm out of here, man. Y'all get it or y'all don't. I don't care. It is what it is. In your opinion, if he's the GOAT, fine. That's your opinion. But to me, the GOAT don't drop no dud album. It don't happen. You the GOAT. Everything you touch turns to fucking gold. Everything. We ain't talking about record sales gold. We talking about everything you touch is gold. You are the GOAT. You cannot fuck up. You're not perfect, but everything you touch is fucking gold, man. It's not no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's like Michael Jordan getting on the court. He just garbage. Like, yeah, he might have a bad game, but just garbage. Like, what the fuck was this shit? This shit is garbage. Out of here, man.